Alright everyone, we are back with some more Rome 2 on this little battle replay here. As I promised, a better siege of Eildon than we got last week. We've got one. This actually does come from one of Joe's streams, I believe. It was the 8th. Yeah, or the 7th technically. I think it was his Thursday stream that he ended up playing some Rome 2 on. I believe that's what it was. But we got a 4v4 on Eildon. Let us start with the attackers, and we'll move in to the defenders. To start with the attackers, we got a little bit of Averni over here. Averni is brought to us by someone known as Fargoth the Wood Elf. He's got himself a noble horse general, 1 fixed ballista, 4 Gallic hunters, 3 Celtic warriors, 7 chosen swordsmen, 2 levy freemen, and 1 Osworn. Next up, we do have Kush over here. Kush here is brought to us by Daylil. He's got a Kushite Royal Guard General, 1 Scythe Chariot, 4 Kushite Archers, 2 Nubian Spearmen, 5 Shotel Warriors, and 5 Swordsmen, interestingly enough. There's the rest of Averni over here, by the way. So he has a few units sneaking over there, and the rest over there. Now, there are 2 armies completely hidden, one of which was last seen in this region here, and that is Egypt, brought to us by Dade2230. Now, he's got 2 carrying axemen, including his general, which is always a poor general choice, and we'll actually see why in this battle, why carrying axemen end up being very poor. It's a choice. He's got himself a camel spearman, 3 Nubian bowmen, 5 Egyptian infantry, 2 Levi Thereo spears, and 4 Nubian spearmen. And yes, all of his infantry is triple gold chevroned, which is fun. The last little army is Iceni, last seen over here and over here. Now, we are a little bit concerned because there is siege equipment on the other side of the map, so we do have to just be cautious of that, as well as Iceni is also fully hidden. Now, Iceni here is brought to us by Cassels. He is a newer player, and I do appreciate seeing him in, and a little bit of special tactics with Iceni here. Now, what he's got is 2 heroic nobles, including his general, 4 ambushers, 1 Briton skirmisher, I should say, 3 Briton slingers, 3 chosen swordband, 2 levy freemen, 2 painted ones, and 3 swordband. Now, because Iceni was last seen in this area here, and there is siege equipment, the majority of my army is positioned here. I don't know why I used the green one there for that, but I am playing the Odrison Kingdom with one of my favorite builds that I have not brought in a while, which involves 2 triple gold chevron Thracian nobles. I've also got 2 Thracian bowmen, which are right here, and 2 Thracian slingers. I have 3 foxes. And then I have 7 Thracian warriors. So obviously positioned here in case he tries for an early push on this point. But if not, I can use it to support the assault here. Now, next up, let's go with Joe on it. He's bringing in Lusitani, so right off the bat, 2 very weak to ranged factions. But he's got 2 Lusitani nobles, including his general, not a fixed scorpion, but a scorpion. I think his is technically a, what's the name of it? Where is his scorpion? There it is. Yes, an Iberian scorpion, technically. 2 Iberian cavalry, 2 Balearic slingers, 2 Iberian singers, 4 Iberian swordsmen, and 5 veteran shield warriors. Pretty nasty combination here. You can see the little swordsman here. But next up we have Pontus, brought to us by Onyx Drake. He is also someone who is relatively newer on the battle scene and actually appearing a lot. He is great outside of the fact that he likes to get in front of my elephants. But nah, I'm just kidding. I like to give him shit for that, but he's been nice to play with. He's been a very good player. However, he is technically cheating in this one because he has brought 8 Pontic swords, including his general. He's got himself a scorpion as well, this one being an Eastern scorpion. He's got a Cappadocian and Noble Blood Cavalry, 4 Eastern archers, 1 Eastern spearman, 1 hillman, and 3 Thoreos spears. Lastly, we have RDI, brought to us by Ninja Keeper, because if we do Siege Knights, we do have to play together because it's the only way to drive the other side crazy. But he has 3 Illyrian Noble Hoplite, including his general, and he's brought himself a Scorpion as well, this one being a Greek Scorpion. So 3 different Scorpions, all the same. He's got himself 3 Slave Slingers as well, 4 Illyrian Hoplites, 4 Illyrian Marines, 3 Illyrian Spearmen, and 2 Illyrian Thoreos Spears. Attacking on one of the most common point of attack, which is this area here, because you can push here and along here. Now the other thing is Kush can send his siege equipment this way. We do have another army that we're not sure of. Could either be coming this way or be coming this way. But with that, let's get this battle started. Let's see how everything's going, and, well, I promised you a better battle of Eildon. So let's get this party started.
We stand together today, ready to do battle with this enemy. They shall try to come at us hard and throw everything into the fray. We must repel them. All of you, on each flank and at the front. Look to it! Hey! Give up now!
Well, there we go. We must do all we can to repel the invaders. Now, what is going to be a weak point for us is this hill. It falling will be very bad for us, of course, as it means their range superiority can start hitting us further along here. And with 2 of our armies being very allergic to ranged fire, it can be very dangerous. Nubian bowmen making their way out, interestingly enough, with very little support. Sorry about that. The fixed ballista from Arverni starting to fire, most likely to break down this point here. Pretty common stuff. With that, cavalry has snuck its way out, and is still hiding in that little gap there. I didn't realize these were medium towers. If they were, I probably would have put my ballista like right here and just started blasting that those Kushite towers. My ballista is in the back to be utilized in case we need it over here, or if they start running this way to hit the enemy. Here comes the Nubians, and we do have a camel spearman coming out to defend them. This cavalry is still hidden. We do have some Illyrian Thoreos coming over here to go deal with those towers later down the line if we need to. Now we do have our first unit of Iceni sword band. You can see they're actually in column formation because they were moving towards that tower and stopped. But first unit of Iceni we can kind of see is over in this corner. So they may have moved most of their units over here. So the good news is I can be more free to peel around. Bearing cavalry moved up a bit. And now they're visible. Now that they're visible, they're going to make their play, push out. See if they can get those camel spearmen caught. Bad charge, sadly. Camel Spearmen losing a few, but Iberian Cavalry losing a lot as well. Camel Spearmen are actually really good at dealing with low-tier cavalry. We do have a Noble Horse here as well, so this Iberian Cavalry is going to be pretty much sacrificed while the other one gets away. Now, Noble Horse did end up engaging. Camel Spearmen trying to stop them. They're not going to like this fight, though. And they're going to get a decent amount of kills, Iberian Cavalry, as they do have 50 melee attack, so they're very good in melee combat. We do see a few more of Iceni. We do see some heroics over there. And with Oathsworn coming out, this fight is going to be very dangerous, so it is time to pull back. Camel Spearmen do survive. 43 kills. I think they just lost a few. Yep. They lost a few, and so did these guys here. But a lot less, as you can see. Only 3 dead here. Camel Spearmen trying to catch up, but those go down. But the Nubian Bowmen are in a more protected position if they do move back up, as there is going to be a lot of Averni here. Now, Averni is doing something interesting, the Wood Elf. He is making a tower wall right here, which I hate tower walls, you know. As you know, I say one person or 1.5 people doing a tower wall is fine on the flanks. You're not planning on pushing it. This tower wall is pointless. It is actually even more pointless than normal, because any archers positioned here, by the way, have to fire over the rocks. They'll fire at an arc, so these towers are not going to protect. Any archers firing here, this way, same thing, are going to have to fire over the buildings, and guess what? Those towers are not going to protect. As such, they just wasted a ton of towers. Now, Noble Horse is having a field day here, doing damage. Iceni, or not Iceni, but Lusitani, Iberian Cav, is doing some damage. Archers are getting on the wall to go deal with some threats. Or not archers, but slingers. Noble Horse still going. And they're going to be forced back as ranged get onto the wall. And the slingers start firing. Nice volley in, killing a few of the Noble Horse and forcing them away. Another volley in. Not getting any, but now we got another volley coming into those Levy Freemen in the back, just eliminating units where we can. Boop. Yeah, as you can see, 10 kills right there. And those Levy Freemen are forced away. Now we are keeping some high tier units over there. There's at least 1 Heroic Noble and 1 Oathsworn that is forced to stay here. And Ninja Keeper has brought in Illyrian Spearman outside, all the way from this gate, to position himself here. And get some get some Illyrian Marine Fire, 100 kills already. These Slave Slingers are next up on the chopping block to hit as they move here. Ninja Keeper cheated too. He has 2 units of artillery. He's got a Wallardy and a Scorpion. Damn. We're definitely cheating here. But these swordsmen getting hit in the back. Iberian swordsmen getting some aid as well. Or sorry, yeah. Though the spearmen are not the greatest units, swordsmen are eventually going to win that fight most likely. With those swordsmen coming in, spearmen gonna hit them here. Try to wear them down a bit. Nubian bowmen getting into the Iberian slinger. Sadly, they're not able to fire, which is what we were trying to do. Just for reference here, slingers do always have a lot of trouble firing here. If you are going to put a unit there, it's better off being an archer. For whatever reason, slingers do not like that lip. Even though it looks like it's a clear line of fire, for whatever reason they think it's not. A spearman versus gold chevron Nubians, I mean that's 41 melee attack, 69 melee defense. Like, those spearmen are those Nubians should be winning pretty decisively there. Speaking of increased stats, the reason why you want those gold chevrons... Yeah, look at that. 27 melee defense to have triple gold chevrons on them. So they sustain a little longer. But yeah. That Illyrian Spearmen are pretty much already out of this fight. And a mass push by our Verney coming on in. Two of the three Celtic warriors. We have an Egyptian Nubian spearman and some Levy freemen making their way in. Nubian bowmen doing very well at breaking down some fronts. Hitting those... They're hitting the Iberians, yeah. Nice javelin volley. Right in the back of these swordsmen. And they are very good on that charge. Swordsmen are a bit better on the charge, but it is preference there. Sword band breaking down to the swordsman. One just went two. This one also breaking as well. We do have an Illyrian hoplite doing very well here. As such, you can see they're starting to overwhelm this side. Thraeus spears dropping. We do have a Iberian sword coming. We already have a few of my Thracians moving around up onto this hill to help secure it. The Illyrian Marine getting ready to fire. We have a Illyrian Thraeus spear here, trying to do what they can. They'll get the volley off. And swordsmen right into the flank of this Celtic. So they'll be engaged on both sides. Ah, they don't actually. There they go, now they are. And with this, these Celtics are now going to get the attacked in rear penalty. Yeah. Swordsmen are getting attacked. That's pretty obvious on that. Over here in this central fight, we do have the hoplites trying to hold out. Swordsmen breaking away. We do have some Illyrian Marines, 161 kills, doing their best. Eastern Spearmen doing their best as well. Set 173 on Swordsmen, or Iberian Swordsmen. That is great stuff. But over here you can see Crossfire as well, hitting these Swordsmen, trying to break them down. Benefit of Iberian Swordsmen, though you can't control them, they do have 5 sets of Javelins. So being able to sit them here is going to help them rack up those kills. Slingers being able to fire here. Iberian Swordsmen getting shot to pieces. They have 110, but they are breaking. They're apparently getting attacked in the rear as well, sadly. But they're going to pull back, try to survive, and they do rout, and they're going to rout towards the enemy, so that's going to be the end of them. So they're going to run right into another unit. With this done, that unit's going to come in. Yeah, they've already lost 20 more. Marine's going to get into this fight as well. These Celtics, which are really depleted, are going to die soon. We do have a Levy Thraeus Gold Chevron here, getting ready to volley as well. Trying to get into those Marines and do some damage. And then they realize the Thracians are here, so it's their next target. But I'm going to get in here, break this Celtic warrior, and get out. There we go, already down to 26 men. And they are shattered, so immediately get out of that fight. They'll take some volleys, but nothing too crazy. But over here, Egypt and Iceni together have broken through, and aha! We have a little bit of a party here. Ambusher's going to break away. Illyrian Thraeus spears coming outside. We also have a Thracian noble over here, 2 pontics, and the 2 nobles. They noticed my boy for a second. I wanted them to get engaged before I came on out. With this, swordsman trying to move on in. Pontic swords catching into them. A very dangerous position here for the slingers, because Egypt can just do that. Kush, with their showtails, are moving around. To be honest, yep, that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to position.
Forward! Get running!
We're going to move one Thracian down to support. Move these 2 Thracians back over here. Yeah. And those guys can fire, those Illyrian Thrails, now that they can replace with the Marines. These Shotels are now engaged with the Iberians and are going to be shot in the flank. Arverni is making their way over. Looks like they're not going to take the fight by this gate over here, because they did have a battering ram. So they're going to rotate to the main fight. But with this, the Shotels are going to crumble here. Yeah. These Shotels are having a time. Illyrian Hoplites pushing into these Celtics. These Nubian Spears, 162 kills. They're doing a great job. Thracians doing what they can. I know they're going to get shot. They're also mixed in with some veterans, so hey, it happens. We're trying to do a little bit of damage. And then a rotate down right into these flanks. The remains of the camel spearmen there are doing damage. The cavalry for us is still hiding. Right into the next unit of Nubian spearmen. Now I am losing numbers real fast. They are getting shot, so just continue to charge until they break what they can. But they do rout here, 75 kills. Over here, the slingers do break 113, and the Eastern archers are forced to pull back under pretty withering fire. These Illyrian Marines are healthy. Shotel warriors chasing pretty far. But these Shotels are getting surrounded here. And starting to lose some numbers. However, over in the center, it is looking a bit hectic. Over here, the hill is still holding, to be honest, but not very healthily. And once the Chosen start coming in, well, not for very long. With the lines restabilizing a little bit, slingers can continue to fire. Iberian slingers and Iberian slingers. And here comes the Thoreos spears. He's going to utilize them, try to get as many javelins off, and then get ready to use them as frontline infantry now that the Chosens are coming in. Rotate my Thracian noble back around, because we do have more than enough there from what we saw. Slingers continuing to fire, doing some real damage. Thoreos firing, as you can see, racking up those kills. Nubians are up to 118. Poor thing. These Illyrian hoplites finally surrounded. Veteran shields racking up some kills. These Marines getting ready to volley fire right into the back of those Shotels. And a lot of fire coming in. Running away as Pontics get ready to move up. Yeah, still a lot of fire coming on in. Lost 60. 2 volleys right there. Another Thracian getting ready to join the fray. Where they're joining is going to be up on this hill. Make a few hits there, try to do what they can. Marines were able to fire another shot, and Pontics should get in and break them completely. Might have been the Pontics getting that shot, but yeah, a lot of volley fire. Honestly, eliminating as much range as we can is the biggest detail. Yeah, these slave singers got caught outside. Very loose formation, and this Kushite Royal Guard will honestly kill him. But it's a sacrifice he's willing to make. As you can see, the Marines are getting up on here and probably about to fire on that Kushite Royal Guard General. And as you can see, as such, he does pull back. But the Slave Slinger is now eliminated. 2 more volleys from them, so that's pretty good. But 0 kills there. Iceni, you can see, is starting to look like they're moving away here. Pontic Cavalry getting around, as is the Iberian Cavalry. They still have their side chariots, so they still have some heavy hitters in this fight. Range getting hit. A lot is dropping. 85 kills for that Thraeus. 62 for that, so they're doing a pretty good job. I did have to move that Thracian back. But over here, Chosens are breaking through the hill. With this cavalry broken, they're going to continue to rotate. Be interesting to see how they move. We do have a visible ambusher here, just stopped. They're just getting shot by the tower. With that about to break, Thracians coming into this flank, a Thracian coming up here, hoping to hit without them noticing. For whatever reason, no charge right there. Which is very disappointing. That cavalry visible, and that one's still hidden for a second. That Thracian's about to die, can't do much about that. Yeah, pity. I mean, they're still wasting volleys on it, so hey, I appreciate it. But that would have been a perfect spot to hit. They, for some reason, just had a horrendous volley. Chosen's trying to move up forward, so we're going to hit them. I mean, 30 kills on Chosen Swordsman is great. Honestly, price-wise. And they're going to continue to chunk a little bit there and delay. Nubian Bowmen here are able to just now shoot me, so need to charge in. Cavalry still visible. Kushite archers, nice little push up. Over here, Lyrian Noble Hoplites trying their best to hold, attacked in the rear, so that penalty there is pretty dangerous. Lyrian Marines, nice, and slinger volleys. Volley in, pretty nice volley. The last of the Thracian 64 kills. As I move the Egyptian infantry into the side to volley, it lets me get another charge. So I already know I'm going to die. Might as well get this last charge here. They clump in, which actually saves them significantly from the volley. But that does break them 75 kills. As you can see here, we are getting quite thin on this front. Quite a heavy push over here. And Iberian Cavalry right into the flank. And over here, Iceni is finally moving up with some units. Luckily, the majority of mine have been hidden until now. So it is a bit of a surprise for him. This Iberian cavalry is just going to rack up those Nubian bow kills. Or not Nubian bows, Kushite archer kills 117. Get a furious charge in, kill as much as he can. It's the last charge of the Iberian cavalry. Maybe. But knocking them out of the fight, they did still have arrows, is very useful for us in keeping us alive. Nope, and the Kushite cavalry is forced back. And they're going to try to get into the ambush. Is the frenzy charge going to last long enough? Ah, no it doesn't. Now exhausted, but right on in. And the cavalry's here to make sure these Kushite archers remain wiped out. Over here, with them taking the hill, we're going to have to hold back over here if we want to keep them contained. Reyes here and here trying to pull back, get to safety. This Pontic, though, is trying to get back, but I think they're kind of stuck. They're going to get shot down, yeah. Over here, just literally bouncing back and forth off of them. And as you can see, they're already pushing off. This will not be healthy for them in the long run. My range getting targeted pretty hard from the hill. Can't do much about that. Iberian Cav still rotating. So Noble Cav and Capitosian still going hard. Those Eastern Archers probably not meant to be a melee, but hey. Veteran shields against Chosen. Ranged is able to start hitting them from all angles in the center, and of course we do have these Scorpions here. 141 for the Pontic Scorpion. And some Thracian charge in. As you can see, carving a bit of a bloody path through the enemy. First carrying axeman in the fight. Two units of cavalry coming in to eliminate. I'm assuming the Iberians are now dead. Yes, they are. But as you can see, a little bit of damage to them from earlier. Those noble horse down to 69. Nice. This cavalry pulling back on away. As you can see, our line is incredibly weak. We need more Pontics in the center. Over here, RDI still holding out pretty well. And the ambushers come on back, but there is two nobles to greet them. With that fight over here finished, pretty much all the infantry is going to be moving away to join that fight. So the Foxmen going. One Thracian warrior staying back just in case they try something. Of course, we got one here. Up to 82 kills. They're carving their way through the low-tier infantry. Those Carians and those Egyptians not taking this fight well. Egyptians already out of that fight. Carians all that left. Yep, over here, Iceni Swordband dropping out of the fight, but now we have what remains of these Shotels coming back in. Kush, incredibly damaged, still have their side chariot and their noble guard, so that's dangerous there. But Averni Iceni are incredibly healthy. That's the danger. Egypt is pretty much wiped out as well, minus their archers. Getting right into those Briton slingers. But yes. Arverni and Iceni are what leaves us here. when it comes to armies left, mostly it's me, and then a bit of everyone else. I have the healthiest army, and that can be dangerous. Nubian Spearmen just shattering to the Foxes. Then we'll get into those carrying axemen and just keep going. Just doing as much as we can to carve the enemy out before we die. They're targeting my Foxmen. Very mean of them. Do you have a veteran? We do have 2 nobles left for Lusitani, as well as those full ammo Balearics and the Scorpion, so that's very dangerous for them. Nobles here, they're winning their fight. I mean, they're going to take a bit of damage to the ambusher. Ambushers are high damage infantry, and a bit of a glass cannon. 15 bonus versus infantry, 65 melee defense. 25 weapon damage can start to rack up kills in just a straight infantry fight. Which is crazy to think about, to be honest. These ambushers trying to get in. Noble Hoplites still trying to hold out, and then there's the Illyrian Marines, of course. We have a Chosen Sword band moving up, as well as some more Chosen Swords. This is going to come to be a bit dangerous. Next unit of Foxmen, well, same unit of Foxmen, 125 kills, still cutting into here. I do have the Thracian Bowmen getting ready to fire into this breach now, because they have a lot of ammo left. These Nubians have ammo as well, so the Eastern Archers are trying to deal with them. Yep, they're pretty much out. So my bowmen do still survive another day. Eastern Archers doing what they can to shatter the enemy. We have Gallic Hunters here. They still have ammo, and out of ammo. Chosen Swordsman trying to get around, got caught by Pontics, and now the Illyrian Thureos. Probably should have volleyed them. But the veterans coming up along this flank, trying to stem the tide of Averni. My Foxmen eventually dying, 162 kills. I already have the next two Foxmen ready to go. We'll start alternating pushes. But volleys going into those Chosens, trying to break them as that's as necessary as can be. Egyptian art and more Nubian bowmen. This one incredibly healthy, getting ready in this fight. Yep. Their volleys going in. Ooh, hitting those Eastern Archers. Yeah, get them out of there. Way too close. I'm going to maneuver my Foxman in so his Pontics can get some rest. As you can see, the exhausted Pontics are able to now get out and right into the Foxmen as they charge. As they chase, I should say. That Egyptian is dropping. Cavalry still alive over here. Next unit of Foxmen getting ready to go in when this one breaks. And right in here, bam, another volley, another charge. 42 kills, 43. You can start to see those numbers jump up and almost break this Chosen, which has 363 kills. That Fox goes, this Fox comes in, and now those Pontics are fresh. And he's going to now replace the Pontics over. I'm going to get a nice charge into that Egyptian infantry and just start to decimate them. 20 kills on the charge, but now they're going to get shot, and that's fine. Foxmen are meant to be shot, do some nice damage, and then get shot to death. Over here, dangerous stuff. They're trying to take that position. Those chariots are still there, being a looming threat. General pushing back for Pontus. And right on in. Force them to waste as much ammo as possible. That is the whole purpose of this remaining Volksman. Another volley down. Chariots moving up into this side, and that is dangerous because we have a very weak flank here, as you can kind of see. Cappadocian getting in, doing what they can. Noble Blood as well, trying to take out this noble horse. This chariot is getting ready to rumble. The issue is we have very, very little to deal with this. Luckily, they do pull back from that fight. First unit of triple gold chevron Thracian nobles. They're getting shot a little bit as they run, but I have to. Pontic's doing what they can, racking up some pretty good kills, to be honest. Painted ones and chosens. Yep. Baleric's being able to fire. Cappadocian being able to get out of there. Same with what remains of the noble blood, so the cavalry continues to live. Yeah, trying to stop the Oathsworn, that's important. Gallics coming back, and chariots getting ready to come down the center. Looks like they are going to just sit there. Of course, charge into the Chosens. Yeah, they're immediately firing. Those Gallics. Doing what I can. Already lost 15, probably 20 by the time I get into that charge. And they do something foolish. They get the charge in the Chosen Swords. So I can just headhunt, crush, and now that they're in shield wall, yeah. Even though I'm getting shot, and it's going to happen, I'm going to probably end up losing this fight, but I am going to rack up some kills against these Chosens. Try to do more. Side chariots moving back around, trying to do what they can. Last unit of Thracian warriors into this fight. Egyptian general just hiding over there. Getting right into more of those Nubians. Getting into those slingers as well. Looks like the chariots are going to commit to this fight now. Look at that, the Thracian nobles won. Oathsworn are going to get in and kill this enemy, but I'm going to be able to get a charge. Exactly what I needed. Battle rhythm pops off. Able to fire at those chariots now. To be honest, those chariots are going to crush my Thracian nobles. And these guys are going to die. They need to get another volley off, and they do. Basically, holding them where they are is the most important thing. Trying to get as much damage into them as possible. Like, these Thracian nobles are 100% dead, but if we can kill these side chariots, huge, huge victory. They got 111 kills, though, already. My Thracian nobles are still holding out 166 kills. They've been being surrounded, hit on all sides, and Still kill him. 67. Down to one man left. Right there, Egyptian infantry were able to break through, hitting a lot of the infantry there. Hold up the Egyptian infantry for a second, but over here it is a full shatter of units. Side chariots being forced out. Danger is as they still do rack up kills as they're running. They're at 197. Yep, 204 as you can see. Last Thracian, 116 kills. Nice job. I'm going to hide my Thracian noble, see if I can bait some units in towards my slingers. And Lusitani is forced to pull back with what remains of Illyrians, as this side has at least been shattered by what's left of Arverni. And it is dangerous. There is a lot left of Arverni. A lot of healthy units. What remains of Pontus, what remains of me, and a little bit of what remains of Joe, one unit, is going to try to do what they can. Actually, is he going to pull back? No, he's going to line up. Second wind. Nice. But slingers are going to fire. 203 kills with these slingers. These slingers are going to be able to do what they can once everything is positioned a bit better. That carrying axeman general, like, haha, it's safe. Finally, I can move up. He's not able to utilize it till now because his general is very weak and does not have good mobility. That noble horse, 177 kills, but pretty low down. I'm assuming these Gallics still have ammo, which is dangerous. But as you can see over here, Egyptian infantry is faltering. Levi Thoreos is not going to win. Oh, well, is probably going to win that fight against them. But the Pontic swords are doing well as well. As you can see, targeting into the Chosen with this unit of slingers. As you can see, Kush is starting to rotate fully around. Veteran shields here. Because they can. Now, that is also technically why I did hide these nobles here. I do want to bait someone. But as you can see, slingers already into these carrying axemen. And you can start to see their number drop. HP damage first. These Chosen's down to 97. I mean, those Levi Thoreos had 3H24. They're having a fun time killing those. Noble Hoplites doing what they can. Getting volleyed down by Chosens. Heroic Nobles getting into this fight. Here comes the Kushite Railguard. Final volley. And start to run back. As these guys move forward. You can see they're invisible. Both of them are. So he's going to continue to follow where he thinks they are. That carrying axeman 129. 27 kills, not doing well for itself. Those Brinslingers going. Still can't see mine, but you can see them retreat back, so he's going to try to get into this fight. Sadly, he does notice my nobles. And you can see immediately runs away. But can't chase too far. Carrying axemen already down to 90, 32 kills. Like, that's bad. They were at 129. And you can see them getting shot here from these Balearics. Their number dropping hard. Now I am going to give up this position here. Over here in the fun fight, Lusitani Nobles in there, 138 kills. I mean, they're tearing what they can. Brave 40 of the Scorpion, getting into what remains of those Gallic Hunters. And the Kushite Row Guard being forced back. 76 kills on those Scorpions. Out of ammo. Still have ammo. Iceni still has a lot of ammo, which is dangerous. I'm finishing off this carrying axeman because I do want to hit that morale debuff. I do take a little bit of the assault there, but I needed to get as much of those carrying axemen down as I can. And I mean, those Levithoreos spears are going to die. Artillery is also turned around. They're going to do what they can to hit what they can. But there's no big blobs to hit coming into the back. Noble Hoplite's still holding. Same with these Lusitani Nobles. This Oathsworn, I mean, they're racking up kills as well. Assuming headhunt. Yeah. Nice. 36 men. They're going to get right into those Gallic Hunters, I'm assuming. Yeah. I mean, over here, obviously, won. So, get these Thracians back and kill what I can. As you can see, 33 kills here, 60 men left, and volleying. General recently died. There we go. No general buffs for him, and it is a pretty depleted unit that's not going to be able to do much. Now it is time to start pulling back a bit more. Doing what we can. Over here, this spot is still holding Lusitani. Noble Hoplite down to, looks like 62 men, and that Lusitani Noble down to 40. Almost 200 kills, though. They're going to probably break that 40 kill, or 200 kill mark. Yep, 99... 200. Oathsworn trying to be very sneaky here along the side. I mean, I win him with so low of a unit. Getting attacked in the rear, and this is going to be the end of that front line, but it is possible for another volley to come in. Continue to break. Over here, the Royal Guard gets in. I did sacrifice my slingers for this.
Draw your weapons!
Kushite Royal Guard down to 68. Their number is dropping pretty well. I was hoping that a Thracian Slinger would continue to live, but it does not look like it will. The enemy is starting to break on in. They're going to target the Oathsworn down. Noble Horse coming in. And this is going to get a little messy, as you can see. I mean, I'm assuming a headhunt in a second. Probably once, right before those heroics get in. Yep. Kushite Royal Guard coming on in, same with the Noble Horse. Volley in. Yeah. $59. Thracian nobles coming on down onto these chosen sword band. Back to fresh. And my goal is just to hold Iceni at bay. It's what I can do. Try to stop them. Veteran Shield's doing well. Balearic Slingers, of course, losing that fight to the Noble Horse. But the General doing a very good job. 236, 230, 240. Starting to tear through this enemy. These chosen swordband not breaking, which is a huge detriment. They need to shatter. They shatter. Time to run. Right into them and try to break more units. Britain Slingers dropping real fast. They're definitely not going to last as long. Veteran Shields actually winning their fight here. Noble Kushite Royal Guard down. And Noble Horse going down as well. And still Balearic Slingers left. Lusitani Noble winning this fight now. 326. Noble Horse gone. They'll break those Gallics. And I'm going to continue chasing down the ranged, trying to draw Iceni away from this fight until it's cleared up. Knowing that this is going to be the last charge. Yeah, my general's already dead. Still green morale, 69. Aw. Right on in. Getting those charge against the Burden Slingers. Getting that headhunt in now. Knowing this is going to be the end, I need to keep my unit alive as long as possible. So that morale buff is going to hopefully keep me alive. One more tick. Yep, 387. Or 367. Now that that's broken, it's going to give Lusitani a bit of time to get into position as well. And almost broke that Britain skirmisher. If that slinger did not fire, ooh, would have broken that skirmisher. They're down to 52. General's at 140. Britain slingers at 114. And it is a close one, down to 5 minutes. One infantry, 3 ranged for Iceni. One of them being a very healthy Britain slinger. Very weak skirmisher and slinger. Lusitani's got pretty low general. Very healthy veteran. And rapid reload. And a very weak Balearic as well, of course. That Balearic has rapid reload, and they're going to start targeting right on into those heroic nobles. If they can break that heroic noble, that is big. They're pulling back. Another down. Slinger's coming along here. Almost full ammo. My Brave 4 is trying to charge them. Basically, the point of trying to get into them is going to be to stop them from firing. Just trying to get those slingers to fire as long as possible at these guys. Almost at 100. Hopefully one more volley. And javelins. Those skirmishers still being a pain. Damn. Yep, the range is putting in their work. These guys still have javelins left, which is very dangerous. Basically baiting them into a crossfire. Well, not necessarily a crossfire, but a cross infantry. Veterans down to 85. Those heroics are still at 119. These Valerics are going to go down. Going to go down firing. 119 for those heroics. Firing right into the back of the heroic nobles still. Slingers getting onto them. Boom. Valerics are out. Now it's down to the veteran and the noble. Obviously going to charge right into those skirmishers. They slaughtered my Brave 4 monsters, the lot of them. Already dropping down even more. Those veterans are going to have to get back into the fight, and they're already positioned to do so, as you can see. Nobles coming in. Not the best volley, but getting a volley. All abilities popping. And of course, here comes the veteran shield. Gonna go for that flank attack. Skirmishers are not gonna stop him fully. Stop some of the charge, but not most of it. And heroic nobles dropping very, very fast. Down to 94 here. He needs to get that second wind up as soon as possible. But we do get the army loss penalty hidden, and that is going to be pretty much the end of us. Sadly, that army loss hits. And breaks those veterans. Which probably would have turned the tide against those heroic nobles, but now Lusitani getting shot into the rear. Even that, they're still winning. 2 more kills. 2 more kills. Come on, Lusitani nobles. 1 more kill. Got it. They got it right before they broke. 400 kills on that Lusitani noble before they died. Let's go. Speaking of that, let's take a look here at what we got. So, before we get into army comps, what everyone did well, what everyone did poorly. I think for the attackers, they had a nice concentrated push, and they did honestly amazing with their ranged. I think that's what probably won them that day in the end, is their utilization of their ranged units. What did they do poorly? There were moments where they overextended, and that overextended cost them. You could see it with the Kushite archers. Where else was it? It was also the... where is it? It was the Shotel warriors at the beginning. That's what it was. The Shotel warriors going down that path unsupported led them to be getting... few of them to be getting piecemealed off. What did the defenders do well? What did the defenders do poorly? Defenders well managed to take advantage of the openings they had. A lot of weak to ranged units were able to get in and get a good hit or good sustained in despite everything. Where did the defenders go poorly? Probably the defenders went poorly on the push along the coat or along the edge. Probably should have pulled that back a little faster. We weren't breaking over any, and we lost a lot of good units there where we shouldn't have in that little plateau in the center, especially when that side chariot came through. Yeah. But overall, what both sides did bad on both sides were just nitpicks. Uh, it happened because it was a pretty good fight overall. Now, let's get to the army comps. Lusitani for Joe on it. 400 kills on that Lusitani noble. It made it. 206 for that other Lusitani noble. Iberian cavalry, 218 kills. Balearics, 120, 109. And Iberians, 179, 113. Now, Iberian swordsmen, 129, 175, 197. Then veteran shields, 157, 157, 156, 135. Ninja Keeper as RDI. Noble Hoplite General, 183 kills. Slave Slingers, 162, 113. Regular Hoplites, 120, 147. Lyrian Marines, 165, 178, 152. Nobles, 119, 164. Me as Thracian, as the Odrysian Kingdom, 276 for the Noble, 168 for the Noble. Bowman, 107. Slinger, 217. Foxes, 162. Then Warriors, 121, 134, 133. There. Onyx, bring us Pontus. 168 for that Eastern Scorpion, 139 for that Noble Blood. Eastern Archers, 125, 147, 211. Pontic Swordsman, 113, 211, 152, 133, 226, 138. Then all of us, the Rail Stonewall, 116, 114, and 108. Kush, brought to us by Daylil, 156 for that Kushite Royal Guard and 219 for those side chariots. Did a lot there. Kushite Archers, 191. Shotels, 155, 134, 136. And Swordsman, 184, 105, and 106. Fargoth, the Wood Elf, Noble Horse, 244 kills. Did an amazing job with it. Archers, Galax, 215, 130, 184, 197. Chosen's 107, 270, 150, 207, 144, 150, and 366. Also 194 kills on that Oathsworn. Date here, bring Egypt. General got slaughtered. Why I hate that general so much. You saw how much. By the way, 129 down to 90 by the time that finished that melee combat just because it was getting hit in the flank. That is insane. 187, 103, and 230 for those Nubians. Egyptian infantry 110, 107, 137, 141. Glass Carrion 235 there. And that's why I don't dislike Carrions. I just don't like them as a general because you're more able to use the Carrions as they're meant to, as you can see here. But those Levi Thureos 129, 424. And those Nubian Spearmen 194, 169, 167, and 124. Last and certainly not least, Cassell's, that late game army that did end up the game, 115 on that heroic noble. Ambusher, 136 kills. Slingers, 117 there. Chosen Swordband, 117 and 171. Other heroic noble, 145. Swordband, 152 there. With that, better battle of Eildon. Very close fight at the end. Could have gone either way, but those army losses broke Lusitani, though. To be perfectly honest, that range that got around would still have finished off Lusitani, sadly. With that, I hope you all enjoyed. That's all from me for now. Bye for now.